Good morning, everybody. Resale Rabbit here. It is 6 a.m. on the dot, and we got a warehouse sale starting today. So if you watched part one, this is the sale. We're all set up. I did all the little things I needed to do this morning. I still need to put that stuff out, but that's not as important. I still have 15 minutes though. And if you watched part one, you'll know that we have no flyers. So I've got the flyer that I just printed on my computer taped right here. We have, we're starting on a Saturday instead of a Thursday. We're running straight through the week, no days off. It's gonna be awful, and we had 2 days of setup. I'm already exhausted and we haven't even opened for the first day yet. So I just did the morning video. I'm nervous about these air mattresses because I'm sure a bunch of these are gonna be defective. I was very clear in the video that some of these are going to be defective. We have not looked in the boxes. I said that like 4 or 5 times. It says right on here, items may or may not be defective. So hopefully we don't have anybody too upset. Like I said, we haven't gone. The only ones that aren't going out here are the ones that are still factory sealed. Everything else is going out here. If we see something that's obviously damaged, like if I pick this up and it's got a big hole ripped in it, I'm just gonna throw it away. But I'm not looking at them that close. This is also $10 right here. If anyone would like to buy it, it's gonna be in the giant green metal box outside. Let's see, this, I didn't know how to price it. I put it at 50 bucks. It's brand new. It's kind of a neat little merchandising rack. If you have a store, I feel like that's a good idea, but I don't have a lot of retail stores coming here. But these will come out, so you can replace them with your own logos. I put this out because I don't think I'd get much for it in the auction, so I'd be happy with 10 bucks. All sorts of different stuff in here. The male genitalia socks over there, I think I accidentally showed in the video. I try not to show adult stuff in the videos just because, you know, someone's kid's watching or something. But it's kind of funny. Christiana says that when she watches my videos in the morning, she can tell when I'm panning across the table and see something that's adult related and like quick jump away. So I try my best. This is a pretty large open spot. So while I've got time, we open in about half an hour. We've got some student desks. I'll put one here. This thing, I've got 2 of them. I didn't even know I bought it. It was like buried under a pallet of wheelbarrows. We got like 10 cars out there. At least in the parking lot. I can't see the street from that window. I don't know what to expect for this sale. I feel like the inventory was better last time than this time. The last time I thought it was the best inventory we ever had. I thought it was gonna break records, and I guess it did break records. It was the worst sale we ever had. By a factor of, if I remember right, like $20,000 less than our worst sale ever. I still never figured out what the issue was with that. My only guess is it was just a bad week. It was a week when people were busy or something, I don't know. But hoping this one is better. And well, it really has to be better. It'd be very scary if it's not better. Although I do have something in the works that will add, hopefully, another stream of income, but it's not verified, it's not tested, we haven't done it yet. So we open in like 10 minutes. I honestly have no predictions. I have no clue what to expect. We've been open for 3 minutes. The string lights are already gone. Those went fast. Air mattresses are doing pretty well. I think we're only like 10 minutes in. It's 8:12. Air mattresses are doing pretty well. I'm about to restock them again. And, I forgot what I was saying. Tim got to the register before I could get to him. So he rang up a couple of the air mattresses as just a regular GM item, but both are 10 bucks. So customer wasn't overcharged. We didn't lose anything. It's just showing up in the system differently. So part 1 of the sale is exporting. That'll be uploaded probably Monday. And we're an hour in at 2,500 in sales so far. 7 of the dollar apparel items, 191 $10 items, 1 regular apparel, 2 sidewalk chalk, 13 air mattresses, The scrubber, honestly, I thought I overpriced that. I'm surprised. 6 of the bathing wipes, case of the takeout containers, a cat scratcher, and 2 ice makers. Purple glue, a fireproof safe, a hand vac, a full-size shop vac, folding table. Oh wow, the chair's sold. I didn't think that would sell. 1 of the maroon slip covers, the camp stove, 2 pet toys, the sunshade screen, and the gaming chair all sold in the first hour. So a pretty solid start. I would love it if that would continue, but the first hour is always the highest hour. That never continues throughout the day. But $2,500 for the first hour. Maybe we end up averaging $1,000 per hour, $8,000, which normally would be terrible, but I think it would top our best day of the last sale by a long shot. So Ben found little mouse hole stickers on a pallet, and he scattered these all over the building. Every couple of days I find a new one. There is another one right down there. I really appreciate the customer who took the seat covers out of the packaging and just left them draped over the table. So not only are they all over the place and separated, but they're covering other merchandise. That was nice of them. Also, we've had twice now, I put those pots and pans out where people asked if they were sold as a set or individual. And the person they asked would say they're sold individually. Oh, okay. And then they bring them to another employee and ask the same question. Twice. If Mom says no, go ask Dad. So I went through a couple of these mystery boxes. Don't worry, see my tripod here? I filmed it. And I put the items out. These are really good mystery boxes. I think at least the 3 I went through were really good. I think whoever buys these, they're gonna be very happy. So I am going to restack them. The bottom ones, you can see that one's kind of busted open, so we don't want to sell that. So I'm gonna restack them first off so they're shorter. So the pallet goes up to maybe here. That way people aren't lifting stuff from over their head, shorter people. And also I want to take the busted open ones down, and then I'll just open those and put the stuff on the sales floor accordingly. But it's steady. I mean, it's a lot slower than it was this morning, but I checked 20 minutes ago maybe. We were at 4,200, and it is currently 10:30. I'm assuming these ones that are in the box, like neatly like this, are probably perfectly fine. Because if you unfold it, I don't think you can get it back in the box like this. So unless they cut it in half and only box half of it, because most of them, they're gonna be like that. Or like this, where they're sticking out of the box. You can't get it back to that factory fold to get in the box. So these are probably brand new, unused, but they are still resealed, so we're just putting them out. This one's $186 in the store. It's $10 here. So I found a candle that I think is hilarious. I think it's definitely gonna sell for $10, but it smells awful. And this isn't like a personal preference. I think it smells like crayons. But it doesn't matter how it smells. It's going to sell for $10. I'm covering part of it up, but it's implying an adult activity, basically. This is a family-friendly channel, so I'm not going to say what it is, but you can use your imagination. So someone will pay $10 for that. I had to bring it back here so I could show you, and I'm bringing it back up. So I did the thing. I said to somebody, "Hey, how are you?" And they said, "Good, how about yourself?" And I said, "I'm good, how about you?" And I caught it as soon as I finished saying it. They didn't say anything though, so there's that. Just about 11 o'clock and our total is $53.37. So it's 3:15, we close in 45 minutes. Not a single customer in the building. Before last year, that was unheard of. If we had 10 customers, we'd consider it empty. But it was a pretty solid day, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Hopefully the rest of the week is solid. Well, I know it's just the first day, but I think we finished at about 7,100. I think the verdict is in. Starting on a Saturday didn't help us at all. It's an improvement over the last sale, but I think it's our second worst $10 day ever. We seem to have the same amount of customers that we have when we first opened on Thursday. So it seems like it makes more sense to open on Thursday because then we still have a Saturday following. Also, I don't think the sales are working anymore. I can't figure out what it is. I think they're still valuable to do, but I think we're going to start phasing this. For the past few years, this was the main focus of the business. I think we're going to start phasing that out. I mean, I got to figure out a new main focus of the business. We've got 2 more scheduled this year, of course, the rest of this sale, and we have to stick with those. The Christmas sale, we will always do, I think. I don't think anything's going to change about that. The fall sale, we've got so much fall stuff that we can't just cancel it. So we're going to have to do the fall and the Christmas sale on schedule this year. This is the one that I would have liked to actually cancel, move the fall sale up a little bit and get rid of this one. But I think next year we're just going to do 3 or 4 because I don't think it's worth all the headaches, hassle to make, $5,000 profit at best. So we're not moving on entirely, but significantly. All right, it's about 6:30, so I got half an hour to do any final touches. We got to bring carts and signs out. Tables are basically set up, so I'm not too worried about that. Special buy is getting a little light, so I want to, looks like we sold a bunch of these. I want to go and get some more special buy stuff in the system so I can fill this out a little bit more. I think special buy is really going to help us through this sale. Let's see. We sold one of the tables. I think there was just the 3 there. I put this out. Yeah, I already showed you that. These are still here. It's surprising. Those are really cheap. What else? One of the first things that sold yesterday was one of these, so I thought that meant these are going to do really well, but we didn't sell any more. Looks like we sold a few of these. A few curtains. We sold a bunch of the air mattresses. None of these, as far as I know. Looks like we sold 2 pairs of the brown shoes, none of the blue ones. I'm not sure if we sold any of those. I mean, we got a lot of white space on these tables too, which I don't like, but we'll make do. What else? We sold a whole box of these, which is good. I don't know if we sold any of these, but maybe. These seem to be doing well. I mean, we sold 2/3 of a box of that, and then a few of those. The bed sheets are a little surprising that these didn't sell. None of those sold. Sold a couple of these. The chalk we sold a little bit of. The glue a little bit of. I think the glue did better in the last sale, which is surprising because back to school is this time around. But I really don't like having the same stuff like this. The only reason I did these were because I had nothing else to put here, and I figured back to school the glue would do really well. Sold about a case of the cat scratchers. These did pretty well. I mean, they're only $1.50 each, so it's not like I'm getting crazy money for them. But we almost emptied that thing out. I don't know if I mentioned these safes went out because one is missing the key and the other one, the hinge is broken. So those will be today $7 each. Sold probably about half of the cupcakes that I had out. We're very close to break even on these already because I didn't pay much for them. So that's about where we are right now. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this. This came back yesterday. It got returned. There wasn't a mattress in it. It was trash. It was all this plastic, and then there's an air mattress in it too. So I don't fault. I think it was Ben who probably put it on the special buy pallet. It felt brand new. It had the right weight and everything. I picked it up. I priced it. I could have looked at it too. Customer didn't seem too upset or anything. They seemed understanding. So that was $75 we had to refund. And I'm not counting that against the day's sales yesterday when I said we did, $7,200. That was after refunds. We had that refunded. We had one of the sets of lights that sold out in the first 3 minutes. We had to refund that because one of the bulbs was broken and it wasn't a replaceable bulb. And we had one other refund. A customer was overcharged and they caught it right away. So they didn't have to come back in. They realized while they were at the checkout that it was the wrong amount, so they just had to quick do a refund. Let's see how well these do. It smells really good. Coffee smells good, it just tastes awful. It's Nordstrom coffee. Each bag is 5 pounds of whole beans. A 2-pack of these, which is how they come in the case, is selling for about $50 on eBay. So $7 each. I'll let them run down to maybe $5 a day. We'll see how they do. I was gonna special buy them, but let's see if this draws some people in. This Nordstrom coffee is doing pretty well. I think a 5-pound bag for $7 is a heck of a deal. Obviously this is not made for retail sales, so eBay is about the only place I can look it up. They're selling about $50, I think, plus shipping. I don't remember if it was free shipping for a case of it, which if we have any left over, which we probably will, that's what we'll do, is just put it on eBay, $50 a case. But other coffees, 5-pound bag of whole beans, seem to range from $15 to like $65 for a bag, for a 5-pound bag. No idea what this coffee is because, again, it's Nordstrom. I'm thinking they must have a coffee shop in the store and that's what it's used for. So every time I look at these, they look so good. So I finally commandeered one. I'm gonna try them out. Oh, there are toys in here. We've got, no, that looks like candy. And this is a little mini bike. No, this is Play-Doh. That seems like a bad idea to put this with candy. This looks like candy. This is the easiest bike I've ever had to put together. And now we're in with a whopping $421 in sales. Found 2 more of these. Those sold pretty quick at 30, so we're at 35 now. All right, so I put together a nice little display of socks and underwear. They're organized by size: small, medium, large, XL, 2X. The socks are all the same size. They don't fit in, but I didn't have enough of the larger sizes of the ladies to fill in there. Hopefully this does well. So I went home for lunch, and on my way home, I saw signs for an open house. So I just kind of breezed through it. I'm gonna go back there with my agent, but it might be one that we'll be putting an offer on probably tomorrow. You know, sometimes I wonder what the old me would say. I mean, imagine like if he was here today, he'd probably say that everything is happy. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. So you know how when you hear the sound of your alarm go off, not your alarm, I gotta turn this off, it's way too loud. Like the sound your alarm makes, but outside of your alarm in the real world somewhere, or your ringtone. Like that Chris Brown Kiss Kiss song was my ringtone when I was like 16 years old. Probably around the age of 17, 18, whenever I got my first phone where you could change the ringtone. So you hear that sound, and I hear that song even today. That part of that song just like triggers me. Or if I hear the generic iPhone alarm sound on a video or something, it triggers me. It gives me anxiety because I'm so used to hearing it where I gotta jump up and do something, get up out of bed, get my phone out and answer it, whatever it is. Well, Tim was just watching videos on his phone and I was nearby, and one of the videos played a tone. And it was the sound that Uber drivers get when they get a pickup request or whatever you call it. I haven't driven for Uber in probably 4 months. It's been a while. I do drive for Uber a little bit, just for fun. I like talking to people. So some of my riders hate me because I will talk. Anyways, so I heard that noise. This is a very long, drawn-out explanation of the story. I heard the noise on this video, and like, I swear my heart skipped a beat, which is really surprising because it's been so long since I drove for Uber, and I don't drive a lot. Like when I was driving for Uber, it was like one night a week for 2 or 3 hours, skipping several weeks in between. It's about as consistent as my YouTube upload schedule. Although, by the time you're watching this, I'm assuming the videos will be pretty consistent. I think I missed like 2 weeks so far with the video in between. Miss a week, then do a video, then miss a week, and do a video. I've been so good at doing daily video or weekly videos this year, and then it kind of dropped off. But the reason I say by the time you see this, it's probably consistent is because yesterday it was so slow, I edited 2 videos. The sale part 1 and an auction video. And I think I've got clips on my phone where I can edit at least 1 more. I have to finish doing that unboxing. I'm gonna do that next. Make that even harder to edit because it's mixed in with all of these clips. So it was about this time in the last sale when this thing got installed. We're up to 122 bottles now. That's about $20 worth of water. And it only cost us, what did I spend, like $1,500 or something, including the plumber? Also, for like most of the day, I don't think we had more than 2 or 3 customers in here at a time. It has been absolutely dead. So I'm out of answers. I'm really thinking about phasing out the warehouse sales altogether. Maybe do one around Christmas time and that's it. But we would need to replace the income doing something. So if anybody has any suggestions, it's not gonna be Amazon, it's not gonna be Walmart. I don't think we can push any more through eBay. Yeah, I got nothing. We are at 37.83, and if we look at the last, where's my mouse here? Last couple of hours, we did 322 in the last hour, 371 the hour before that, 434. We had one solid hour here. The rest were all pretty pitiful. Now, obviously, when you factor the overhead, the payroll, and everything, that's still pretty good. But when you factor the cost of the product, not so much. Tim had to come back here to tell me a story. I really wish I could get video of the people telling these stories. He said a customer came to him and said, "This isn't espresso, those silver Nordstrom's bags. Espresso only comes in a powder," he said. And Tim was like, I can't tell if he was screwing with me or if he was serious. I don't know what to get. Did he think we were just making our own? Fill it with marbles and say it's espresso? It's the ghosts of customers past. It's Monday. This is the first Monday we've ever been open. It's so nice out right now. It's gonna be so hot later today. So I'm just getting here. I'm gonna get cart signs out. Hopefully today's a good day. I think they were right by this door when I opened it. I opened it and I saw them running away. All right, so I think I figured out a plan. I put a lot of thought into it last night, and it seems like the second half of the sale, other than the last sale, the second half seems to be the better as far as traffic. So I'm wondering if we should go into the next sale. No $10 day, no 7, no 6, start at 5. I'm not going to go through the whole plan, but there are some benefits to that. We can drop off a day and do more auctions, basically less interruption on that side of the business. $10 stuff that would go on $10 day, we can special buy it, or we can auction it off through Titletown. Stuff that would go on $7 and $6 day, we usually don't have much. If it's worth 10, the higher dollar stuff goes out on 10. 7 and 6 is usually kind of what's left. We have a few, maybe a pallet's worth of stuff for those 2 days, but we could just as well put it out for $5 day. I think I would still do a $10 day and the same format around Christmas time, but the rest of the sale might even start on $6 day, because in people's heads, $6, $5, and $4 are the same price. All three of them are $5. When someone is looking at buying this for $6 in their head, it's the same as buying it for $5. If someone is looking at buying this for $4 in their head, it's the same as buying it for $5. So $6 is obviously more beneficial because I get an extra dollar per item and the buying decisions are the same. It's not like 10 versus 7 or anything like that. But $4 day hurts me. That's why I don't do $4 day, because if they would have bought it at 4, they would have bought it at 5. We'll just skip $4 day. But if we start at 6, work our way down, I think that could be better. We could potentially, there's an option where we could shorten it just to 1 week, where we just do Wednesday through Sunday and that's it. Maybe add Monday, do bag day on Monday, because bag day is just a couple hours. We don't need a lot of traffic. So thoughts on that? I've got a lot more thinking to do. I don't want to phase out the warehouse sales entirely. I enjoy doing them, and historically they've been a huge part of the business. So I think we're going to try that for the fall sale. We have gotten rid of the high dollar days once before, and it didn't do so well, but I think we did, if I remember right, this entire second week was just all dollar days. The first week was like 5-3-2 or 5-4-3-2, and the second week was all $1, $1, $1, $1. So I don't think we'll do that, but I think it's worth giving that a try for the fall sale. Christmas sale, regardless of what happens, will be normal, because we've got a lot of good Christmas stuff, a lot of good NFL, like Packers gear that I think will do well at Christmas. I've been hanging on to it, and Yeah, I think it's still worth doing 10 for Christmas time. So that's what I'm gonna do for the next sale. We'll see how it goes. Also, today is the first time we've ever been open on a Monday, so I have no idea, same with tomorrow being Tuesday, what to expect. I feel like Monday and Tuesdays are typically poor in retail and restaurants and most businesses. So I'm not sure we're gonna do so well. We'll find out. Just reloaded all the air mattresses. Brought basically a pallet's worth out. 3 people came in when we opened. I think starting on a Saturday may have been the worst idea we've ever done. It was worth trying, but the weekend sales were the same as what we would expect in this poor sales climate for Thursday and Friday. But with the old format, we would have a break in the middle, and after Thursday and Friday, we would look forward to the weekend where we have a nice little burst of people. We don't get that now. We get Monday and Tuesday. Like I said, it was worth trying, but I really think it was a terrible idea. In hindsight, I'm not doing it again. And I know advertising is an issue. We didn't really start promoting photos of the items until like 2 days before, but we were promoting the sale months before. It used to be all we would have to do is basically tell people, hey, the sale's in 3 months on this date, and we'd have a long line of people. So I feel like we need to pivot in some fashion. I don't think the sales are feasible like they used to be. I don't think we'll ever get that back. Never had my $100,000 sale. 85,000 or whatever was the best sale we've had. Boy, do I miss those days. So we have to pivot some way. I think just the low dollar days is gonna do it. Make $30,000, and we're not really gonna be buying much for the sales. It's just gonna be what's left over from the pallets. I think that's gonna have to be the way to do it. We've been open for 42 minutes now. Our total sales, $24, which normally on these really slow days, we lose money when you factor the cost of goods and everything. Even if you don't factor the cost of goods, if everything was free, that doesn't even need payroll. Wow. Didn't even break $2,000 today. That's rough. I'm just getting to work, and I see a turkey and a little baby turkey in the parking lot. So we had a chair and a jump box here. Both of those sold yesterday. So I put this thing out. Paper towel, I put this out. The apparel, there's some good stuff in here. Wranglers, Dickies. We got diapers up there. What else did I put out? Oh, over here. Feminine products. I put these out. I feel like these are big boxes. They'll probably do pretty well for 5, assuming people show up. This has been out for 3 days now. I don't know if anything has sold off of it. So we've got a lot of chalk left for going into $5 day, but we haven't had much traffic to get rid of it. Tables are all full. I gotta get carts and signs out yet. So this video is coming to an end. We've got the rest of today. There'll be 4 days in. That's usually where I cut it. Because normally we have our days off after the 4th day. We don't this time. But anyways, I feel like that means it's okay for me to do a little bit of rambling. Past 24 hours, I've been putting a lot of thought into this business and what our next step is going to be. And I've come to the realization that we're never going to have another $70,000, $80,000 sale again. That's just not going to happen, no matter how hard we push for it. So I have to stop treating these sales and buying for these sales as if we're going to do 70 or 80,000. We have to plan as if it's going to be $30,000, $40,000 warehouse sales. They're not going to work this way if we're doing $30,000, $40,000, because our cost is usually at least $30,000, and then we've got overhead, payroll, and everything. That's another $10,000. It's tough to make money when you're doing a $30,000 sale, but it costs you $40,000. So I have established that 2 things need to happen. Number 1, the business needs to be self-sufficient outside of the warehouse sales. So to this point, we make a solid income from auctions, from eBay, from a few other things that are insignificant. Those are the 2 main ones outside of the sale. But we're still running at a deficit the rest of the year. The sales are what push us into the profit mark. And a big part of that is because we've got way too much building if we weren't doing warehouse sales. We've got way too much staff if we weren't doing warehouse sales. I could easily get rid of 1 or 2 people if we were just doing eBay and auctions. I could easily get rid of 10,000 square feet if we were just doing eBay and auctions. So that's one of the reasons why we're at a deficit, plus a lot of the product we're buying is factored in. So it costs, before buying product, it costs about $20,000 a month to run this business. That's payroll, rent, software fees. That doesn't even cover my paycheck. So for me to get paid my $150,000 a month that people think I get paid, that means we need to be making $170,000 a month. I might need to take a pay cut. I think $150K a month is a little excessive. But realistically, outside of my paycheck, we're around $20,000 a month. That's for the rent of the building, utilities, software fees, payroll outside, excluding my payroll. 20 grand a month is not what we're bringing in. Well, we're bringing in, hold on. Okay, outside of warehouse sales, rough back of the napkin math, we're bringing in around $21,000 a month, which is good. But that's before buying product. And when I'm spending, I would say at least on the $10,000 a month in product, that puts us at a $10,000 a month deficit. So the warehouse sales are what bring us back up to it. So $10,000 a month, we have 2.5 months between sales. That's $25,000 in a deficit. And then the sale will bring us back up to that point of break even. And then anything beyond that is profit. So in theory, in practice is always different, but in theory, as long as we make $25,000 per sale or more, we're in the profit. I can start paying myself. Obviously, that's not an ideal situation to be in. So the first step is the business needs to be self-sufficient outside of the sales. So I had a business idea, I don't know, 6 months or a year ago that I've put a little bit of thought into, but I'm actually starting to take action on it now. I actually bought a domain last night for it. The domain that I wanted was $7,000, and I'm not going to spend $7 grand on a website address. So I bought a similar one, $10, $15, whatever it costs. And I'm going to start, assuming we have no customers today. Yesterday there was nothing for me to do. I was working on testing electronics, working on VCRs and stuff. So assuming there's nothing for me to do today, I'm going to put some serious time and effort into getting this website set up and launched. I had a little teaser in a previous video about new revenue stream business model for us. This is not it. I wouldn't consider this new thing to be a business model, just an added revenue stream in the current business. Anyways, so that'll help. I think we're going to push 2 auctions a week out. We've been doing 1 a week for the past 8 years, however long we've been in business. I think we're going to try and push 2 a week out, which is going to be a lot more work, but I think we can do it. And that's pretty much it. Really try to push more on eBay. The eBay guy is leaving, so he's been taking a lot of time off the past month or so. He is moving out of town. I won't go into too many details. So he's leaving because of that. So he's been taking a lot of time off to get his house in order because he's got a bunch of storage units full of stuff. He's an eBay seller himself, so figuring a long distance move like that out. Yeah, so our eBay has dropped quite a bit because of that, because we haven't had him here listing. And then, when he is here the past week or so, he's been helping getting ready for the sale. We had him up north when we did the campground auction, so he was helping out with that. So there hasn't been a lot of eBay listing in the past month or so. So pushing that up, pushing more auctions, and this new business model, which if I can get it ready before this video is up, I'll tell you guys in this video. That's the first thing. So become self-sufficient outside of the sales. The second thing is all of the inventory that goes into the sales needs to be free. I know. Yeah, I would be doing really well if everything was free, if I didn't have to pay rent or payroll or inventory. I'd be making a lot of money. Here's what I mean by that. When I first started doing these sales, it was actually out of storage unit stuff. And this was the stuff that went into the sales was stuff that I was actually going to donate to Goodwill or St. Vincent de Paul, the stuff that I didn't want to deal with, the junk, the stuff that I couldn't sell. And we just opened the doors, everything's $1, and we'd make, $3,000 to $5,000 in a weekend, which was great, especially considering it was inventory that I was going to get rid of, meaning there's no cost into the inventory. As things started to grow, I started buying things for the sales, and we expanded to what we are today. Or we expanded to what we were 18 months ago and then dropped to what we are today. So I know this is a lot of talking. These aren't meant to be talking head videos, but I need to get these thoughts out of my head. And I feel like you guys would be good people to have them enter your heads. If I can sell enough product off of these pallets that we get for the sale to make the money back on them, then everything that's left over is free. So if we do $30,000 in a warehouse sale, the only cost now is the $10,000 in payroll and advertising and marketing materials and stuff like that. It usually averages about $10,000 per sale, meaning there'll be $20,000 left over, pure profit. It doesn't need to pay the rent because the rest of the business covered that. It doesn't need to pay any software fees or any other expenses because the rest of the business pays for that. $20,000 extra. And my thought is on that is I will take half of that, 10 grand, shove it into my growth emergency fund, whatever you want to call it. I try to do $5,000 per sale. Haven't in the past few months. But it's an emergency fund, but it's also there if I ever want to buy a building. It's going to cost $200,000 just for the down payment to buy a building. I don't have 200 grand in cash. So the goal is 5,000 per sale, which is $25,000 a year put away. That hasn't happened in 3 sales maybe. So anyways, if I do 20,000 profit in the sale on a $30,000 sale, 10,000 can go in there, and then the other 10,000 can be invested in the business for growth. So that is kind of the plan. It works out on paper. So we open in 19 minutes. So I got to get up and change prices in the system and get the radio on and do a little bit of sweeping garbages and stuff. But that is kind of my goal now. We're going to go into the fall sale. I'm going to stick to what I said yesterday or the day before, where we're going to start at $6 and work our way down, which will give us auction inventory, all the $10 stuff. My arm is getting really tired. And then the Christmas sale will do $10 a day again, same, because I think Christmas can support that. Oh, that is sore. But between now and the next sale, I'm going to put a lot of effort into trying to push these goals that I just mentioned into fruition. And if I have time today, I'm going to build this website. I think it's funny, all the comments that I get. I shouldn't say like it's happening all the time, but it happens fairly frequently, where people complain either on YouTube or Reddit or Facebook that YouTubers like Resale Rabbit, they make it look like it's such an easy business and everything's all great and always perfect, and they don't show their failures. Have you seen the last couple of warehouse sale videos? There have been a lot of failures in the past year or so. The hookah stuff, lost $4,000 on that. The warehouse sales haven't been doing good. I take you along for the whole ride, good and bad. Hopefully it's more good because those are more fun. All right, I messed this up, so it looks like people have been picking over stuff and grabbing some. Here's a little merchandising tip. If you're doing any type of sale, even just a garage sale, make your stuff look like people have been buying it. I've found this in my own experience. You have your neatly faced shelves. The items don't sell as well as, not necessarily if it's messy, but instead of having the flat faced shelf where you have, row of 3, then a row of 3, I would do a row of 3, a row of 2, and a row of 2, or no, that'd be 1. That would still look nice and perfect and neat. You don't want it to look like that, because like the paper towel that I just showed you, if it looks like people are buying it, it's more likely to sell. That's my guess, at least. One example of this, I had a similar pallet of paper towel. It was at Home Depot for $25 for the whole pallet. It was crazy. I was there picking up stuff for the house, siding or something, and I saw that, so I bought it. And we put it, when we had our next sale, we put it out there, $5 a case, or pack, whatever. Did not sell a single one the first 2 days. And then I took the front and kind of stacked it on the top So it looked like people had taken a few already, same price, and it started selling really fast. I've seen this with a lot of stuff. So instead of making it look nice and even like this, what I would do is maybe put 2 of them up here so it looks like someone took a couple, although it's still steps of 2, so maybe I would just do that. Now it looks like some are taken. Or maybe put one there. I don't know. Try and make it look like people are taking some. I noticed the music during this sale is a lot better. A lot less whiny songs. And one that's being overplayed is Eminem's Houdini, which is a great song. So I'm enjoying listening to that every 5 minutes. That sounds sarcastic. I'm genuinely enjoying that. Well, I think I'm gonna have no problem building that website today. Not a single customer. We open the door, nobody. The only time that's happened before is like if it's really cold outside, people will wait in their cars and we might have 2 or 3 cars out there. And once we open the door, they'll walk up. No cars or anything outside. So I'm doing all the shipping for this. I'm just doing flat rate shipping, but spreading the country into 3 zones. The 3rd zone is California because that's the most expensive one. This particular item costs over $40 to ship. So I'm just, if people buy a bunch of them, putting that in, it's a pain. Pretty simple, it's just tedious. I have to do that for all 3 zones for each of the 3 products that I'm gonna have on this website. Have you figured it out yet? We've got a customer in the bathroom. We don't let customers use the bathrooms anymore because of issues. Anyways, she just went out of the bathroom, so I wanted to check on it. Mitch told me that she just went in there, didn't ask anyone, right through the gate where it says employees only. And the bathroom sign is actually covered up. So, I mean, obviously she's gone in there before, so she knew it was the bathroom. But I lost my train of thought. So she has trashed the bathroom before. I'm not going to go into the gross details. So last time she did that, Mitch had told her, we don't have a bathroom. You can't go back there. And she threw a tantrum, said, F this, threw her merchandise and walked out. Or F this place or whatever. So she's back. She used the bathroom. And I just went in there after she walked out. It wasn't trashed or anything. It smelled really bad, but it wasn't trashed or anything. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to put a lock on that door. And we'll just keep it locked. Employees will have a key. And then we'll probably keep a key hanging nearby in case someone forgets it, but not right next to the door. And of course, it'll be unlocked during the sale. But anyways, this is why we don't have a bathroom. Now, at least this time we don't have to clean up after her, but when we have to clean up the grossness from customers, that's what I don't like. All right, it's just after 3 o'clock. We're at $1,924 in sales. I spent the whole day building that website. I'm basically done. All I need to do is take product photos and add them. I just put some generic icons on it for now, just so there's something there. The website, although it's live, nobody knows about it yet, so no one's gonna go and buy anything on it anyway. But I found a person who had a similar website offering a similar thing, and I actually ordered one from them just to see how it looks. Theirs, I don't think is as good though. And I don't know if I can really explain why without divulging what this is. So, be interesting. But I have a feeling since I'm just about done that I'm gonna be able to show you guys on this video. Maybe. We've got an hour left before this half of the sale is over. All right, just had a customer call, said she was overcharged. She bought 2 pairs of the shorts that were supposed to be $1. She said she was charged $5. She doesn't have her receipt, but was able to pull up the transaction on her phone. It was at 10:51 a.m., a total of $44.31. She said she was charged for 7 $5 items and then a $10 item, which, yeah, that wouldn't even be possible. That'd be $45 plus tax. But I found the transaction, and there's $2 apparel items, just as she said she was expecting. 5 GM items, just as she said she was expecting. But there's also a sidewalk chalk. So I'm gonna look at the cameras and see what all she bought. That's why I always investigate before I just refund people in situations like this. Especially when I saw the transaction, saw there were dollar apparel items in it. But I looked at the security feed and was halfway through looking at it, and I think I've got my whole list here of what she bought. And she called back and she said it was her mistake. There was 2 items that she gave to her daughter and forgot about. So I guess no harm done. So I decided for $3 a day, we're gonna start selling stuff on consignment. Ben gave us a bunch of stuff, specifically his tick repellent. Well, at least the people on the internet laugh at my jokes. Stop. All right, so we are all done. I filled out the tables. Well, I should say we filled out the tables. They're pretty full here. A lot of boxes full of stuff. We got these i7 wipes, which did pretty well in the last sale, and we found some more. I would like to see if I can get, I don't have a lot of time left, but I want to see if I can get some more special buy stuff on here. So here's a little tip with these leaf grinders. They will not work unless you have this tube attached and this completely tightened down. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And the reason behind that is a blade here, so it's got to be completely covered up. I think there might be a sensor in here or in here. I'm not sure, but it won't work unless it's on there. And I learned that because I had like 3 of these in a previous sale that were brand new, and I tested them. And none of them worked, and I eventually figured that out. And Ben went to test this, and he told me it didn't work, and I had to tell him it's got to be fully seated and attached, and it works. So keep that in mind. And also, if you ever see one of these in a store or at a sale or something, and they say it doesn't work, that might be the issue. They might have just not tested it right, so you might be able to get a really good deal on one. All right, fill this in a little bit. It took half an hour. I got 8 SKUs added to the system and 11 products total. I brought out a couple of these mattress toppers. They don't really need to be tested. You just look in the box. We're doing these at $24.99, retail $70. This fridge was actually already tested. The reason it never went out, I put it out in the beginning, and when I priced everything, I thought it was one of the ice makers. So I printed an ice maker tag for it and realized when I was going to stick it on, it's not. So I just pulled it. It also had a clearance tag for 20 bucks. We're selling it for 30, but retail is quite a bit more. Retail is 60 on it, so or maybe 50. So I think we can get 30 bucks for that. What else? I showed you this that I had to test. Another mattress topper. This scooter was actually left over from the last sale, but we're selling it for less than half the price. Retail's $150. We were selling for $75 in the last sale. I'm pumping this one out for 40 bucks, $39.99. So didn't need to test that because I was already done. This case of paper, $29.99. I obviously don't need to test paper. Over here, the Spider-Man kids bike. Not really anything to test. The training wheels are missing the nuts that hold them on. But the bike is fine. If you want to use training wheels, you'll need to get a couple of nuts for it, but that's, 30 cents in the store. I wish they made this in adult sizes. This bike is awesome. Garbage can, need not testing, and this go-kart is brand new. The tape on it is factory, and it's got the straps. We priced it at $139.99. It's a kid's size, like a Power Wheels type go-kart. So I think that makes it look a little bit more full. We'll get some more sales on that tomorrow. I am out of here. I'm all sweaty. Hopefully today and yesterday were just so bad because we're not normally open Monday and Tuesday, or because Monday and Tuesdays are typically bad. And then we go back to at least what we were before, 5,000, 6,000 a day. I'll be sad if that's all we're able to do, but considering what we've been doing, I'll be pumped for that. So that is gonna be it for this video. Normally after day 4 is where I end the video because we have a 2-day break in the middle. This is day 4. We have no break, but part 3 will be the next video, which will be the rest of the sale and the recap. Oh, where are we in sales so far? I didn't even look at today's sales. I didn't even want to. $22.06. We had a $25 return. I'm not sure what that was about. I'll have to ask Mitch tomorrow. But $22.06 for the day, which puts us at $15,249. Basically what we should have done on $10 a day, it took us 4 days to do. But that is going to be it for this video. The super secret website that I'm building is basically done. I just need to do product photos, but I don't have time to polish it off and show you. So you just have to wait for the next video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.